Assalamualaikum viewers, this is Ishan here. I am fine and hope that you are also fine. Today I am going to start my new lecture which is about the user management, and it is the lecture number 5 of my series. I will teach you how user is managed in the Linux operating system, and I will use these following commands for today's lecture. User add for new user creation, user mode for modification in user command and properties, user del for delete user password, assign a password to a user. User mode command is used for the existing user that we have created a user, and now we want some modification in his properties, then we will use this user mode command. And PASSWD or password command is for use to change or assign a new password to a user. And by the way, one thing is to be remembered is that password would only be assigned by the root user, not by the standard user, because root user is just like the administrator user in Windows. Now we will go to our terminal command prompt, which is in Linux, and I am using CentOS operating system, which stands for Community Enterprise Operating System. For today's lecture I will use my first command, which is user add. I want to add a new user, John. Now new user has been created. If you want to check whether the user has been created or not, you can visit the home directory, because I have told you earlier that all users would be created in the home directory, just like in Windows users are created in C drive. If I want to go to C drive, this is the local C drive, and you can see that users has been created in C drive, and this is the name of user in Windows. And just like if you want to confirm that user is created in home directory or not, you can confirm. ls is for showing the all files and list of files and folders in any directory. Now I want to confirm that whether this John user has been created in home directory or not. We will use the command ls/home or root home, and all directories come under the root directory. Now you can see that John has been created here. Now I want to check whether I want to assign some user modification or not. So I will use command user mode, and it is the second command of my lecture today. User mode -e 2020 -01 -01. It is the syntax of this date, that you will enter the date with this syntax: year, month, day. And this is the switch or attribute for the expiry in the Linux operating system, that on 1st January 2020 the user John will be expired, and the properties have been assigned to the users. And now you can read different switches here, that you can use these switches with this command or not. Man user mod, it will open the manual for user modification, that you can use different switches with the user modification. -a for append, add the user to the supplementary groups. -c, the new value of the user's password file comment field. -d, the user's new login directory. If you want to change the home directory, then you will use the -d. It is smaller d. If the -m option is given, the contents of the current home directory will be moved to the new home directory. -e expiry date, and I have already applied this switch in my command. So These are different switches which you will use with the user modification command here. If I want to quit the command, you can read that. You press H for help or Q to quit this page. I will quit this page. Another command for this option is that you can see different option dash. You can use this command user mode dash options. It has shown different switches. These are same switches as used in the man user mode, that these switches would be used with the user mode command. And it was the second command of our lecture today. Now I will use the user delete, which is the third command of my lecture today. User del. Which user I want to delete here is John. Now root has deleted the user John. And by the way, one thing is that John will be deleted and is no more available here, but its folder would be kept in the home directory for the future preferences, because if the admin of the company wants to use his properties just like mail, then he will use John's folder. And it is a very good feature in the Linux operating system that administrator can use his or any other users contents from their home directory folders. Now I want to confirm ls home. These are the users. If I want to confirm the ID of the user, for example Michael, it will tell that the user ID of Michael is 1003, group ID is 1003, and groups is 1003. I will teach you these IDs or how to assign these IDs to a user or to a group in the next lecture of my series. Now today I am going to end my lecture with the last command, which is password assigning. How to assign a password to a user. One thing is, remembered, I have told you earlier that password will only be assigned by the root user, not by the standard user. If I want to assign a password to any of these users, then I will use command password zishan. Changing password user, I have assigned this password to Zishan. Retype new password. All authentication tokens updated successfully. And this password command is used to assign a new password to the user, and it also be used for renaming or changing the password to the user. For example, if I want to assign the password again to user Zishan, PASSWD, this would be remain same. Changing password for user Zishan is and if you want to change the password of root, you are already logged into the root user, then you should use the command changing password for root user. New password, I will assign new password. Now I have assigned the new password to root user also. And one thing is that if I want to switch to the standard user, for example this is standard user, it will not demand for the password change. If I want to switch to another standard user from this current standard user, then it will demand the password. Now if I want to change from standard user to root user, then it will demand a password. Now I have again logged into the root user. So check this scenario that if I want to sign in from root user to the standard user, then it will not demand the password. But if I want to change from standard user to standard user, it will demand the password. And if I want to change from standard user to root user, then once again it will demand the password, but it will not demand the password from root user to the standard user. That's all from today's lecture, guys. Thank you very much. I hope that you really enjoyed my lecture today. But before going from today's lecture, I want to request you, please subscribe my channel Technique Training once again, like and share my videos, and press bell icon for new updates. Thank you guys very much. I have taught you all these commands: user add, user mod, user delete, password. These are just basic command, and these would be really beneficial for you in the future preferences. And these lectures are for the fresh graduate who are hunting a Linux administrator job in the market, and for the undergraduate student also who want to get more marks in their semester. And I want to clear one thing is that I am teaching you these command the Linux system in the command line, because if you do not try to learn the command syntax, then you are not able to understand the Linux operating system, because 90% of Linux operating system is based on the command prompt. You can also use through GUI, but I must say to you that command is more stable than the GUI mode. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, viewers. I am thinking that you are really enjoying my lectures, and now from next lecture I will teach you the group properties, group permission, and how to assign the user ID. This would be my next lecture for you tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.